In a dramatic turn of events, Bam Margera has effectively shut down the narrative surrounding his involvement in the latest installment, Jackass Forever. Once a pivotal star of the Jackass series, Bam's conspicuous absence from the film has ignited a flurry of debates and legal controversies. Born in Westchester, Pennsylvania, Bam rose to fame with his daring stunts and unique style. However, his journey has been marred by personal struggles and conflicts with his Jackass co-stars. Bam Margera is a well-known professional skateboarder, stunt performer, and television personality. He became famous in the late 1990s and early 2000s for his daring skateboarding tricks and wild antics. Born on September 28, 1979, Bam started skateboarding at a young age and quickly stood out with his unique style and fearless attitude. His love for pranks and extreme stunts caught the attention of the creators of Jackass, leading him to become one of the key members of the crew. The Jackass series started as a reality comedy show on MTV in 2000, created by Johnny Knoxville, Spike Jonze, and Jeff Tremaine. The show featured a group of friends performing dangerous and often absurd stunts. The main cast included Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, Chris Pontius, and Bam Margera. This show's mix of humor and shock value made it an instant hit with viewers. Jackass became a cultural phenomenon, leading to several successful spin-offs and movies. The first Jackass movie came out in 2002, followed by sequels in 2006 and 2010. Each movie pushed the boundaries further, with the cast members performing even riskier stunts. Bam Margera's contributions to the Jackass franchise were significant. His fearless approach to stunts and knack for entertaining pranks made him a fan favorite. Whether he was jumping off buildings, getting hit by objects, or pulling elaborate pranks on his friends, Bam's presence added a unique flair to the series. His dynamic with other cast members, especially Johnny Knoxville and Ryan Dunn, was a key element of the show's success. Over the years, Bam's involvement in Jackass went beyond just performing stunts. He also contributed creatively, coming up with ideas for new pranks and challenges. His creativity and willingness to push the limits played a crucial role in the shaping of the franchise's identity. Jackass Forever, the latest installment in the series, continues the legacy of outrageous stunts and pranks. However, Bam Margera's absence from the film has been a major point of controversy. His contributions to the franchise are undeniable, and his exclusion has left many fans disappointed. Bam Margera's background and his role in the Jackass series show how important he's been to the franchise. His unique style, creativity, and fearless attitude have left a lasting impact on the series, making his exclusion from Jackass Forever a significant and controversial topic. While Bam fearlessly faced physical challenges, the next story shows his battle with a much more personal demon. Bam Margera's journey with substance abuse has been a long and challenging one. His struggles have been public for many years, affecting his career and personal life. Margera's issues with alcohol and drugs became more prominent after the death of his close friend and fellow Jackass star, Ryan Dunn, in 2011. The tragic event seemed to trigger a downward spiral for Bam, leading to several attempts at rehabilitation. Over the years, Bam has entered rehab multiple times, trying to overcome his addiction. Despite these efforts, he often found himself falling back into old habits. His substance abuse problems became a major concern for his family, friends, and colleagues. When it came to start working on Jackass Forever, the team knew that something had to be done to ensure Bam's sobriety and safety during filming. To participate in Jackass Forever, Bam was required to follow strict sobriety conditions. The production team, concerned for his well-being and the safety of others, insisted on a wellness agreement. This agreement included regular drug and alcohol tests, mandatory attendance at rehab sessions, and the use of prescribed medications only. These conditions were put in place to help Bam stay clean and ensure he could be a reliable part of the film's production. Unfortunately, Bam Margera struggled to meet these sobriety requirements. During the early stages of filming, it became evident that he was not adhering to the terms of the wellness agreement. Reports surfaced that Bam had tested positive for Adderall, a medication he claimed was prescribed to him for his ADHD. Despite his explanation, the production team felt that his behavior was a liability and decided to take action. As a result, Bam was dismissed from the Jackass Forever project. This decision was not made lightly, as Bam had been an integral part of the Jackass franchise since its inception. However, the team felt it was necessary to ensure the safety and success of the film. Bam's dismissal was a significant blow to both him and his fans, who had hoped to see him return to the big screen alongside his longtime friends and colleagues. The circumstances leading to Bam's dismissal were complicated and filled with emotion. He felt betrayed by his friends and co-stars, believing that they did not support him in his time of need. On the other hand, the production team felt that they had given Bam numerous chances to get clean, and that his continued substance abuse posed too great a risk. This conflict resulted in a public fallout, with Bam expressing his frustration and disappointment through social media and various interviews. Bam Margera's struggle with substance abuse and his eventual dismissal from Jackass Forever highlight the difficulties of balancing personal challenges with professional responsibilities. Despite his best efforts, Bam was unable to meet the sobriety conditions set for him, leading to his exclusion from a project that had been a significant part of his life. This conflict has left a lasting impact on both Bam and the Jackass franchise, raising questions about addiction, support, and the pressures of the entertainment industry. As Bam's personal struggles escalated, so too did the stakes, leading directly to a courtroom drama like no other. Bam Margera's legal battle began after his dismissal from Jackass Forever. Feeling betrayed and wronged, he decided to take legal action against Paramount Pictures, Johnny Knoxville, Jeff Tremaine, and several others involved in the production. Bam filed a lawsuit, claiming wrongful termination and breach of contract. He argued that the terms of his wellness agreement were unfair, and that he was forced to take sobriety tests that violated his rights. In a lawsuit, Bam stated that he was prescribed medication for his ADHD, including Adderall. He claimed that his use of this medication was legitimate and necessary for his health. Bam argued that the production team's insistence on his sobriety, despite his prescribed medication, was unreasonable and discriminatory. He felt that he'd been unfairly targeted and that his dismissal was unjust. On the other side, the defendants, including Paramount and the Jackass crew, presented their counter-arguments. They maintained that the conditions set for Bam were necessary to ensure the safety of everyone involved in the production. They emphasized that the wellness agreement, which included regular drug tests, was crucial for minimizing risks associated with the stunts and pranks performed during filming. The production team argued that Bam's inability to comply with these terms posed a significant risk, both to himself and to others, making his dismissal a necessary decision. As the legal battle unfolded, the case caught the attention of the media and the public. Many fans were eager to see how it would play out, given Bam's long history with the Jackass franchise. Recently, Bam achieved a significant legal victory when the court decided to allow his case to proceed. This ruling was a crucial step for Bam, as it meant that his claims had enough merit to be considered in a full trial. With the court's decision to move forward, the legal battle entered a new phase. Both sides began preparing for the possibility of a trial, while also exploring potential settlement options. A settlement could provide a resolution without the need for a prolonged court case, but it would require both parties to agree on terms that addressed Bam's grievances and the production team's concerns. As the situation developed, it became clear that the outcome of this legal battle could have far-reaching implications. If Bam succeeded in his lawsuit, it might set a precedent for how production companies handle similar disputes in the future. On the other hand, a victory for the defendants could reinforce the importance of strict safety and sobriety measures in high-risk productions. The legal proceedings also highlighted the complex relationship between personal struggles and professional responsibilities. Bam's case underscored the challenges that come with balancing individual health needs with the demands of a collaborative project. As both sides prepared their arguments and gathered evidence, the entertainment industry watched closely, recognizing that the case could influence future policies and practices. From the court's stern judgment to the court of public opinion, next, we hear the story directly from Bam himself. Bam Margera has been very vocal about his feelings on social media since his exclusion from Jackass Forever. He has used platforms like Instagram to express his frustration and disappointment, sharing his side of the story with his followers. Bam feels deeply betrayed by his friends and co-stars, who he believes did not support him during a crucial time in his life. He's posted several videos and messages explaining how the situation has impacted him both emotionally and personally. In his statements, Bam has often mentioned how the exclusion has affected his mental health. He feels hurt and abandoned by people he considers close friends. This public airing of his grievances has struck a chord with many of his fans, who have shown immense support for him during this tough period. The emotional toll on Bam is evident in his heartfelt posts, where he talks about the pain of being left out of a project that has been a significant part of his life for many years. Bam's fans have rallied behind him, showing their support through comments, likes, and shares on his social media posts. Many fans feel that he was treated unfairly and have expressed their outrage over his exclusion. This strong support from his fan base has led to calls for a boycott of Jackass Forever. Fans believe that without Bam, the movie is not the same, and they want to send a message to the producers and other cast members about their dissatisfaction. The calls for boycotting the movie have gained momentum, with many fans pledging to not watch Jackass Forever in solidarity with Bam. They argue that his contributions to the franchise were significant and that excluding him was a mistake. This fan-led movement has created a buzz on social media, with hashtags and posts circulating widely to show support for Bam. Bam's perspective on the entire situation is filled with a sense of betrayal and hurt. He's openly shared how deeply the exclusion has affected him, not just professionally, but also personally. His fans, recognizing the impact on him, have been vocal in their support, standing by him and pushing for a boycott of the film. The emotional and personal impacts of the situation are profound, illustrating the complicated nature of friendships and professional relationships in the entertainment industry. Bam's heartfelt revelations stir emotions, but how did his absence affect the latest installment of the franchise? Let's find out. Jackass Forever received a mixed reception from the public and critics alike. Some fans were excited to see the return of the beloved franchise, enjoying the familiar blend of outrageous stunts and pranks. The movie brought in a decent box office performance, but it didn't reach the heights of its predecessors. Critics gave it mixed reviews, with some praising its humor and nostalgic appeal, while others felt it lacked the original charm without Bam Margera. The film introduced new cast members, bringing fresh faces and more diversity to the team. This new dynamic added a different energy to the stunts and pranks. Notable additions included Jasper Dolphin, Rachel Wolfson, and Zach Holmes, who quickly became fan favorites. Their daring antics and willingness to take on extreme challenges breathed new life into the series. Rachel Wolfson, in particular, stood out as the first female member of the Jackass crew, performing stunts that amazed and entertained audiences. Despite the new cast's efforts, Bam Margera's absence was felt throughout the film. Longtime fans of the franchise missed his unique style and energy. Bam had been a significant part of Jackass since its beginning, and his exclusion left a noticeable gap. The filmmakers did not include any new footage of Bam, but there were some brief moments of archival footage that reminded fans of his contributions to the series. The impact of Bam's absence was evident in both the public's reaction and the film's overall feel. Many fans expressed their disappointment, stating that the movie didn't feel complete without him. The controversy surrounding his exclusion and the subsequent lawsuit also cast a shadow over the film, influencing the way people viewed it. Some fans boycotted the movie in support of Bam, which affected its box office numbers. The movie sailed on without Bam, but not without its complications. Up next, the crew weighs in on the turbulence. Johnny Knoxville and Jeff Tremaine have both spoken about the controversy surrounding Bam Margera's exclusion from Jackass Forever. Knoxville expressed his sadness over the situation, emphasizing that they had tried hard to include Bam in the film. However, he stressed that Bam's ongoing issues with sobriety made it impossible for him to remain part of the project. Knoxville mentioned that the safety of the cast and crew was the top priority, and they couldn't compromise on that. Jeff Tremaine, the director, echoed Knoxville's sentiments. He talked about the challenges they faced in trying to help Bam stay on track. Tremaine shared that it was a heartbreaking decision to let Bam go, but it was necessary for the sake of the production. He also mentioned the restraining order he had to file against Bam, which added to the complexity of the situation. Tremaine assured fans that the decision was made with a heavy heart, and they still cared deeply for Bam. Looking to the future of the franchise, both Knoxville and Tremaine are hopeful. They believe that the new cast members bring fresh energy, and the Jackass spirit will continue. They're open to the possibility of more projects, but emphasize that everyone involved must be able to meet the necessary safety and sobriety standards. Steve-O, another key member of the Jackass crew, has been very open about his views in the situation. He expressed support for Bam, acknowledging their long history and friendship. However, Steve-O also pointed out that Bam's refusal to stay sober was a major issue. He mentioned that everyone involved in the project went out of their way to help Bam. But in the end, Bam was unable to meet the conditions set for his participation. Steve-O also shared his own experiences with contract issues. He admitted that he had disagreements over pay and conditions, but was able to resolve them without causing major disruptions. Steve-O stressed the importance of professionalism and responsibility, especially when working on high-risk projects like Jackass. He hopes that Bam can eventually find a way to get clean and possibly rejoin the crew in the future. While the cast share their personal takes, the ripple effects of Bam's saga reach beyond just personal anecdotes. The lawsuit and controversy surrounding Bam Margera's exclusion from Jackass Forever have had a significant impact on the franchise. The situation has cast a shadow over the latest film and raised questions about the future of the series. The absence of such a key member has changed the dynamic, leading fans to wonder if future projects can capture the same magic without Bam. The potential for further films or reboots exists, but it remains uncertain how the franchise will evolve without its original core members. Media coverage of the lawsuit has been extensive, with many outlets reporting on the details of Bam's claims and the responses from the Jackass team. The story has attracted significant attention, highlighting the complexities of handling personal issues within a professional setting. Public discourse has been lively, with many people discussing the fairness of Bam's treatment and the decisions made by the production team. Fans have expressed strong opinions, with some supporting Bam and others siding with the safety measures taken by the producers. The controversy has sparked debates about the responsibilities of both individuals and the production teams in high-risk projects. People are questioning how much support should be provided to members struggling with personal issues and where the line should be drawn to ensure safety. This discussion has broader implications for the entertainment industry, as it highlights the need for clear policies and compassionate approaches to managing personal struggles within professional environments. Despite the challenges, the Jackass franchise has shown resilience. The introduction of new cast members in Jackass Forever has brought fresh energy and perspectives, suggesting that the series could continue to thrive with the right mix of old and new talent. However, the shadow of Bam's absence and the ongoing lawsuit will likely influence how future projects are approached and perceived by the public. Debates and discussions abound, but what does the future hold for Bam and the franchise? Peek into what's next. Looking ahead, Bam Margera has several plans for his career after Jackass. He's expressed interest in creating his own projects, including a new reality show and potential collaborations with other artists. Fans are eager to see what he'll come up with next. There's also speculation about Bam returning to the entertainment industry in a new capacity, perhaps focusing on his skateboarding roots or exploring new creative ventures. As for the Jackass franchise, there are possibilities for continuing the series despite the recent controversies. The introduction of new members in Jackass Forever has added fresh energy to the group, and fans have responded positively to these changes. The series might continue with a mix of old and new faces, bringing together original cast members for special appearances, while giving more screen time to the new talent. The future of Jackass could involve more movies, spin-offs, or even a return to television. The franchise has proven its ability to adapt and evolve over the years, and there's potential for it to keep going strong. Fans are hopeful that the spirit of Jackass will live on, with or without all the original members, continuing to deliver the outrageous stunts and laughs they love. The controversy around Bam Margera has impacted Jackass Forever. But what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on Hollywood controversies and future content. Thanks for watching.
Skate or die, dude. And I just stopped. I was like, I'd rather skate.